Oh, oops. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Daniela. Hi. Oh, it's Danny. Hi. Why did I call you Daniela? That was weird. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I am Paola.
I
Danny.
got it. Sorry.
And this is the first live show for the Accidentally in Love book club, which is a little book club that I host where we focus on reading romance books by authors of color. And the first book that we read was, oh, hi, Nene. Did I
Hi.
pronounce that correctly? Irena? Prefer the whole name, but you let me know. Um, anyway, our first book was Girl Gone Viral by Fry. And this is a forced proximity romance between a former model and her bodyguard.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about non spoilers in the beginning, and then we're going to go into spoilery territory. So I guess we will tell you when we go into spoiler territory so that you know. But yeah, we're gonna be discussing the thing.
Yeah. This book we read.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because we both read it on audio. I guess it would have been, hi Sophia. I guess
Hi.
it would have been more interesting if we read it in different formats, like if
Yeah.
one of us had read it in audio and the other one read it in print or something.
Maybe next time.
Exactly. Adriana says, I love how hesitant you both are. We're nervous. It's just, I'm nervous because I was very excited about this book and then I read it, you know?
Um,
Um,
yeah, and we rant about the book before going live. So
yeah. So, okay. So let's talk about, oh, sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's the little cuckoo thingy
oh,
here.
it's
It's fine. Okay, so I guess we can talk about first what the audiobook experience was like, and
mhm.
then we can move on to the story.
Okay, sure.
So
You want to start?
go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
you go ahead.
I usually listen to romance books on audiobook. I really like it. I like the sex scene, even if I have
Mhm.
to like turn off the volume sometimes. Who cares? Me, because
Mhm.
I listen to like super fast, so I don't think people like understand what I listen to. But yeah, I usually listen to romance books on audio, but this one was a big nope. I like her. The voice for Katrina was very nice. But the hero was terrible. He was like bored. I don't know. He didn't like he didn't like the book. I don't understand what happened because he didn't help me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, same. This is actually the first time I listened to a romance audiobook the whole way
Oh.
through. Yeah. The first one that I tried was Right Test by Helen Huang, and the narrator was, I didn't like her, so I had to switch. But with this one, oh, the dogs are gonna start barking, I think. Anyway, uh I was excited about this one, and the female narrator, which is the one who we start with, was okay. Like I was liking it, and then we switched to the male narrator, and I was like, oh, that's not. I don't like this at
Yeah.
all because he sounded so bored. And then the more I listened to the book, the more I realized that he sounded, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a moment on Twitter when the male gaze in literature was getting called out.
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people, a lot of women of color were saying like, "Oh, this is what the narrator would say if they were talking about me." And I feel like that's how he sounded. Like he, in my head, sounded like the guy, the male gaze of describing someone, which is weird. So it was just like I'm uncomfortable all over, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that was, yeah, that was not fun. It was, I
Yeah.
don't. It's just I'm sad. I'm sad about
Yeah,
it.
and I know
I'm
it's a
sad.
personal taste. Like there is like audiobooks I like and other people don't like, and I get it.
Mm,
But that one just was like, no, there is no way.
no, it was not good. And I'm so glad that it was the female narrator who um got to narrate the sex scene, because otherwise I would have been like,
I just
what
can't
is
say.
happening?
Yeah,
It would have been too awkward. But yeah, it was my first sex scene on audio, which was like, huh, an interesting experience.
yeah,
And I checked the narrator for the book, the female narrator, and she does a lot of romance books, so she has the experience to narrate the sex scenes, and you can tell. So that was nice, very nice to see. In terms of like non-spoilery things that we liked and we didn't like, um, I okay. Candy, do you want to go ahead?
Well, I like that we get to see so much about mental health representation in the book, and something we talked before going live. How sometimes in the romance books we need to like see this, like working on yourself and your mental health to be in a relationship. Um, there was a lot of things I didn't like about the book, but I really appreciate that. I appreciate the found family. I love found family in Rieman's books. I love Katrina's friends, and well, they are
Mhm.
her family. I love them. They were like the, the dog, like the pets. I don't know. I just love pets in Rieman's books, and it was so
Mm.
nice.
Yeah, that
I
was very
love
wholesome.
Yeah, there were. I love that we also get to see the family from Ja's perspective and like how his family is as his relationship with his family is a little more complicated, but
Mhm.
you can see that they love him so much, and that was nice too. Like the grandfather made me laugh so much. How about you?
I also enjoyed the mental health rep, even though I was not expecting it.
Hmm.
Um, and I like that it was I like that they both had crushes on each other for a while. I thought it was a little weird on his part because he seemed to have been into her way before it was like
Yeah,
okay for him to be
that was my first
crushing on
one.
her.
Like, she is like your best wife. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Irene
how I
says
feel.
that she hates Irene says that she hates sex scenes on audio. It was odd, but it was, you know,
You get used to it's a combo between the narrator and like good sex and sense.
yeah. I could not. Okay, well, no, I was gonna talk about another book, but we're talking about Girl Gone Viral. So anyway, um, we can talk about that in another time. But okay, so let me read you the synopsis because we just talked about what we enjoyed.
Hmm.
Um, how I personally was not, well, I think we both were not expecting the mental health rep and
Yeah.
how graphic it was gonna get. It wasn't like necessarily disturbing, but it was, surprising considering the synopsis. So I'm gonna read it for you.
Hmm.
Um, this is from Goodreads. It says, in Alicia Rice's second novel, in her modern love series, a live tweet event goes viral for a camera shy ex model, shoving her into the spotlight and into the arms of the bodyguard she'd been pining for. Um, OMG, wouldn't it be adorable if he's her soulmate? I don't see any wedding eyes emoji. Breaking. Hashtag Cafe Bay. hashtag cute cafe girl went to the bathroom at the same time. 1 minute enjoying an innocent conversation with a hot guy at a coffee shop. The next, a stranger has live tweeted the entire episode with a romantic meet cute spin, and hashtag Cafe Bay is the new hashtag du jour. The problem, Katrina craves a low profile life, and going viral threatens the peaceful world she's painstakingly built. Besides, hashtag Cafe Bay is the man she's hungry for. She's got a peach emoji to die for. With the internet on the hunt for the identity of hashtag cute cafe girl, Jazz Singh, bodyguard friend and possessor of the most beautiful eyebrows Katrina's ever seen, comes to the rescue and whisks her away to his family's home, alone in a remote setting with the object of her affection. It's a recipe for romance, but after a long dating dry spell, Katrina isn't sure she can trust her instincts when it comes to love, even if Jazz even if Jazz's every look says he wants to be more than just her bodyguard. So, okay, the first thing that I think was misleading is that it says a camera shy ex model.
Mhm.
Mm, she's not just guys.
Yeah, she's not just us guy. Yeah, that was very misleading.
Yeah, she's not. She was. Okay, so the mental health that was discussed book had to do with PTSD, panic attacks, and child abuse. So, trigger warnings for that, big trigger warnings, because even though they're not graphic, they are discussed and they are discussed very well in detail. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not all that triggering for me personally, but it was just something that I was not expecting.
Hmm.
So, um, So I guess that should be the first thing that we could discuss because even though we were expecting, oh, by the way, no, like I wanted if, for those of you who didn't see the thumbnail or whatever, this is the cover of the book. So, it
Hmm.
looks
Yeah.
cute, it looks sweet, but it's not. It's quite a heavy read because not only is Katrina, not just camera shy. She's a survivor of child abuse. Uh, Jazz, the bodyguard, the
Yeah.
love interest, he is a veteran, you could say,
Yeah.
and
She
he's
suffered from PTSD. Yeah.
Mhm. And so that's like a big thing, and I think what you were referring to, right, Candy, when
Hmm.
you were talking about how they had to work their issues on their own before they realized they wanted to get together. But yeah, I don't even like how do I explain this? Because it was just not a good experience.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
was not expecting to say that. I really, really, really wanted to love this book. And I tried my hardest
Hmm.
to be like, pretend you're reading the book, pretend you're reading the book with like my eyes as opposed to with my ears, because the male narrator was just not giving it to me. So whenever he talked about anything, there came a point where I would just zone out and not really pay attention to what he was saying, which is not a good thing.
No.
uh,
I was just thinking about that. One of the books, the first book of the Forbidden Heart series, the main character has depression, and I don't know why I was so surprised to see mental health in this book because I really like how that book, I think it's called Hate to Love You, handle and talk about depression. So I don't know why I was so surprised that this author talked about mental health in this book too. I think it's because of the cover, and that's my bad.
yeah.
I was wrong. I thought that because we have like this illustrated cover, it gave me like rom-com vibes, and it's not the book fault, but like
Yeah. Yeah, the Sofia, Adriana, Dani, Irena, what are your thoughts on illustrated covers being like misleading to what you're reading? Because I thought the same thing. And I think that the ones with like actual like human beings on the cover as opposed to illustrated covers really do not give the vibe that
Mhm.
they're cutesy or anything. So I don't know what marketers are going for with these new like illustrated covers and such,
Yeah.
but it's just it's weird. So oh yes, that's literally the male narrator, Adriana. Love his lack of energy. Go boy, give us nothing, and he did give us nothing. It was sad. It was sad.
Yeah, it was. But
Yeah.
I something when you were talking about what the book's about, that I really like was the discussion about um going viral, like this other side of like how the invasion of privacy and like taking pictures of other people, and how hard is that on your mental health. That maybe sometimes we don't see it. Well, I haven't gone like viral, so I don't know how it is, but like I never thought about it before. So I really like that discussion in the book.
Yeah, me too. I really enjoyed that sort of like flipping the coin because it's not really something that we think about ever. And it reminded me of this interview by Ca- Caroline Kepnes. Is that the author of the book called You? She, when she did an interview about the show and stuff, she was asked what sort of inspired her to do it. And she mentioned that it was that sort of lack of privacy and exposure that you sort of give yourself into when you join social media. So Sophia said something interesting about the cover. They definitely can be misleading, but I also think they do increase the interest in the book. So publishers seem to not care that they make sense for every book. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
they.
think it's a nice cover.
Mhm.
I wish that I don't think this is the author's fault at all. I wish the publisher had like a trigger warnings, or they have said about like we are gonna talk about this book talks about panic attacks and PTSD and survivors of child abuse. Like I wish that like they have said that.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Because I was talking about these. I was talking about the book with one of my friends, and they told me that when they were asking for reviewers, they were
Mhm.
giving them the trigger warnings. So I
uh,
don't understand why they wouldn't give the rest of the
like
reader population.
yeah, I wish they have done that.
Yeah, okay. Sophia said, also in this case, I think they weren't careful enough with the synopsis. I think it has to do with the fact that the previous book introduces Katrina and her
Oh,
anxiety and
okay.
panic attacks. Oh, okay.
I DNF the other one, so I didn't know
Oh,
that. But good to know. Thank you.
yeah, no, okay. That's good to know. But with companion novels, most people don't read all the books in the series, so they should have been more careful.
And like,
Absolutely.
if you're selling the book saying that you don't need to read the other ones to read this one, maybe you have to say that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like just mention in the synopsis that she's dealing with anxiety or that she's a survivor of abuse
yeah,
or something, but not just say like she's a camera shy ex model because that just makes
yeah,
me
like
think
that doesn't it doesn't
something
say
else.
anything about at all.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it tells me nothing.
exactly. I was expecting going into it that I would get this cute romance story between these two people who have always been attracted to each other or who have been attracted to each other for a really long time.
Mhm.
And then I fall flat on my butt because it's like kidnapping, abuse,
It's a
divorce,
kidnapping. I was
PTSD.
like, oh my
Oh, yeah.
god, what? It's happening here. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And I don't think it's, well, I also, it's just I cannot give like a full objective review of this because I don't feel like I really started to pay attention to a lot of this book because I was just like, I'm here for the romance, the sex scenes. Where are they? And instead of that, I just got a ton of backstory, which is, yes, important, but why? But
And
like,
you know that's how the
yeah.
kidnapping. Katrina was kidnapped. I don't know, a couple of years ago, for money because she was married to this wealthy, um, older guy, and yeah, and she all her, well, not all her, but her, she has been staying at her house
Mhm,
because she is still dealing with that, the trauma from the kidnapping.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. So I guess we're going into spoiler territory now.
Ah, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Well, I wish people have said like, that is. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just quickly, Irene also said that we should, their trigger warnings
Yeah,
need to be
yeah.
included in the synopsis. Yes, I only know one author who has done this, and I think, well, I know two, but the one that I was talking about is the only romance author that I know, and it's Talia Hibbert. I think
Yeah,
every single one of her books has a
you
trigger
have.
warning,
Yeah.
and they're super helpful. And yeah, because I think Talia Hibbert does it with a lot of like care. Like, not saying that Alicia Wright doesn't do
Hmm.
that, but um, I find Talia Hibbert's books less triggering. So if you're looking for mental health books that are not as heavy,
Yeah,
Talia
or
Hibbert.
maybe it's because, like, going in the book, you are gonna deal with that, and I sometimes need, like, for example, when I'm gonna read something with social assault, for example, I need to know before going in the book because otherwise it's just I can't do it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because that's why we feel like this book was heavier than Telehibbert,
Hmm.
for example, because we didn't know about this.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like kind of a surprise for us. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be it. Like I said, it is unfortunate that we both read uh
Yeah,
the same format because I feel like we would be having a different conversation. Because yeah, I just let's talk about the hero for a minute because I know
okay.
we both had our issues with him. So our hero, his name is Jazz, and he is a bodyguard. He's been Katrina's bodyguard for quite some time. They've been working together, or he's been working for her since she got married to
Mhm.
this other dude who was like kind enough to marry Katrina so that she could escape her dad's abuse.
Mhm.
And the hero starts developing feelings for her early on, and that
Yeah.
was just like, huh, interesting.
Yeah, that was for me like I get this is more like a marriage of convenience for her,
Mm.
but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was I don't know, and especially because he was a military man. It was
That's another thing I don't like in my books. I don't. Mm, and like reading that, especially right now, and like having
Mhm.
my nervous with all those ugly sides for 4th of July. It's like, oh, the military.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah, yeah. It was an interesting choice. He was an interesting man, and the thing is, he had a very interesting background. And I have no doubt that if I had read this like with my eyes as opposed to with my ears, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. in spite of him being in the military or having been in the military. But he was just so boring. Let me show you Adriana's comment once again because I loved it. Yes, lack of energy. He gave us nothing. It was just not like
That's so
I
true.
can't. It's like this is
um,
gonna be like the tagline.
yeah, and I think so. Yeah, he has been working with Katrina for a long time now. He has like a crush for her. And now I guess we should talk about like a little like about the romance. How okay. So there's this forced proximity, like Paola said, because she goes viral, and Katrina doesn't want to be on the spotlight, so they go to Cha's grandfather's house. So they are together in this house alone, and then they start like talking about, well, not really, not really talking. Another problem of the book for me, miscommunication. But yeah, they start exploring like their feelings because Katrina has also been like having a crush for him for some time.
Mhm,
Yeah, there were. I think, I was thinking today what's the problem with me, because I really like a slow burn.
mhm,
And I think the problem was that we get a lot of telling of the relationship, but we don't really see it, like their past.
mhm.
Um, like they keep saying how he has been in her life for so long, and he understands her and he knows her, but like I don't see that. Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
tell me about the relationship, but for me to like
Hmm, hmm.
believe in the romance, I need to see that, and I
Yeah,
don't think we see it, like we don't
not at
really.
all. Because yeah, like you said, I got the feeling that they were friends, as opposed to him
Yeah.
working for her. And we didn't really see anything. Like we were just told that he had always been there for her, and he was this sort of constant in her life, but we never see them talking to each other like friends.
Yeah, yeah,
There was
like,
no tension there.
and I get that's because there is like a power imbalance in the relationship. I mean, she's
Hmm.
paying him, but I mean, you tell me they are not like really friends because she's paying him, but at the same time, I need to believe that they're falling in love. And like,
Hmm, hmm.
I don't know. I just
Exactly. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. And I'm like literally every time I open my mouth to say anything about this book, my heart gets broken a little bit because I really, 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 really did want to like it.
and
Um,
yeah, and I saw so many good reviews and so many friends who liked it, like Sophia is right
yeah,
here. I'm sorry, I know you like it.
yeah, no, and like not to say that we didn't like it.
Yeah, no.
It's just that the audiobook was a bad experience. So if anyone wants to read this book, don't read it on audio. Don't, don't, don't. This is us trying to save you. Don't read it on audio. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to say, oh, yeah, like I said, um, touching on like the kidnapping and him having an interesting background and stuff like that. This book is about 400 pages long, I think, on Goodreads officially, and the audiobook is 9 hours and 55 minutes long,
Oh,
and it's just too long. Like, how?
it was
Why?
9 hours too long. Yeah.
Yeah, why would it need to be that long when they already know each other, they already want each other, they just can't say it to each other. Like, it's just too long. And the thing that made it long were the subplots, and the subplots weren't great either.
Yeah.
The rest, well, you talk about it because this seems to be like the big gripe of the book. Oh
So
wait, Sophia said romance books should not be that long. No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When I see a romance book that's 4 pages long, I just like for long that I got no, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's just it shouldn't be that long. And yeah, the subplots in this book were like they weren't. I don't. I'm sad.
So I
So
guess
go ahead, Candice.
we talk about spoilers about the subplot.
Oh, you froze. So the thing about oh no,
Oh,
can you see me? Yeah, I think Candice froze. Um,
no, hi.
uh, yeah, sure.
Oh no.
So the oh no. There we go.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Adriana agrees. They're books. Romance books should not be that long. Okay, like okay. The only person that is allowed to write long contemporary books is Angie Thomas. Okay, that's it. The only one. She's the only one allowed. Okay, the master of subplots, master of YA, Angie Thomas. Everyone else just don't.
Oh my
Oh.
god, yeah, what Sophia said exactly. I was like, why we did have this, why we resolved this, and like the last 2 chapters of the book, I don't understand what happened with that. It was so confusing. Like I think we could have the book with just talking about his PTSD and being in the war and the military without having the trial. Like I don't I don't think that was necessary. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, no, it was not. I don't. I feel like there were way too many subplots. Like I had even forgotten about that one. But there's this. Well, this is not really a subplot because it's part of Katrina's life and who she is now in the book as we read her. But like the kidnapping thing was a little too much, in my opinion. There was well the divorce thing. I thought it was interesting to talk about, but I didn't really think that we needed to know so much. Like I just wanted to know that he was nice, he saved her, and that was it. That he was not interested in her romantically. That was, and then he
Mhm.
died. Like you know. um, there was another one. Well, the trial and the pardon thing, and the dad. There was the dad thing. So, do you want to talk about it, Candy?
Well, so spoilers, I guess. Yeah. We don't get anymore. Sorry. Um, so yeah, we the book starts talking a little about we get to know more throughout the book about how Katrina's father was very emotional and psychological abusive to her. Her she lived with her mother, and then her mom passed away, so she has to go live with her dad now, and he is the worst human
Mhm.
ever in the world. He only cares about making money. So when he realizes that she is pretty and he'll be a model, um, he organized her entire life to make money on her.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's
he's a sweet parent.
yeah, and we don't like we. It's not like we have constant flashbacks to her childhood, and we get to
Mhm.
see a lot of that. But yeah, the book talks a lot about her life with her father, and it was like very, very awful and descriptive, like the way that he treated her and the
Mhm.
things that he kept telling her to control her. Yeah, and like we know that we need to have a resolution about this because she gets married to escape her father, and she never like ever talks to him ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the last, it's spoilers, I guess. We don't spoil it. And in the
Yeah.
last chapter, she confronts him. I mean, and stands up for herself. And I mean, I know Paola quite didn't like this, but I
Mm-mm.
did because I felt that it was like full circle. Like we got to see her as standing up for herself and like find it that she is stronger than her father thinks and she can deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
like she's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Oh well, that's an interesting way to look at it because I was just like, well, do we really need to see him? Because
Mhm.
my take, this is probably just from personal experience, but when you decide to part ways with someone as important as your dad, with me, it was just like, okay, like that's closed chapter in my
Mhm.
life. We move on, and we don't even we don't ever have to see each other's faces
Uh-huh.
again. Um, but we so I was like, oh, that's probably what's gonna happen here. And then when he reappeared and was like, well, hey, I can tell everyone who you are now, blah blah
Blackmail.
blah.
I'm
Like
such a good father.
exactly.
Blackmail.
Exactly, like with blackmail and stuff, I was like, well, what the hell is he doing here? Because I thought that he was like officially out of her life in
Mhm.
terms of like his physical presence,
Mhm.
because she's obviously still dealing with a lot of um the mental health issues that her father caused her. But yeah, I like the the way that you saw it, the fact that she was like, I'm gonna be fine. This is not
Yeah,
something that I want to
I
go back
think it's like I
to.
can move on now because I got to close this door and this was
Hmm.
my decision and I did it by myself. Like
Hmm.
I didn't help. I didn't like needing help is good. It's also another thing Katrina went throughout the book, but also like this thing I need to do it. And I did like how we got to see that resolution.
Yeah.
um, I didn't quite like the whole thing with Joss and his family
Hmm.
because they keep going in circles too. But it was
Yeah.
like just talk. I really don't like miscommunication in my books, so it was like talk.
Yeah,
and
it was too much.
And
Too much of not
I
talking.
guess it's interesting because from Josh's perspective, we have a family that we clearly see that they love him, even in
Hmm.
like they keep fighting and having conflicts, but they love him and they want to understand what's happening to him, and but he doesn't want to talk, and I get that. I mean, I'm not gonna say like he has to explain to his family right away about his trauma and what happened to him and the military, but I was like they keep going in circles and
Hmm. Hmm.
it was so frustrating.
Yeah, it goes on for a while. That and lastly, the ending. Oh, yeah, what Sophia said, it was way too much for one book, and it was not necessarily necessary in the slightest. I just don't like. No, why? But to close this discussion, how do you feel about the way that they got their happy for now or their happily ever after?
I thought it was sweet. Like the last line in the book, I was like smiling. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, I had problems with the romance in the beginning because I couldn't like really see them together because we didn't like I don't know. It's just like I said, I there was a lot of telling of the relationship in the past, and like we didn't get to see that. They spent a lot of time in the book, in the present, like getting in like thinking the other person didn't like him. So like she was like, I don't think he can like me, and he was like, I don't think he can like me, and it was, ah.
Yeah,
So that
it
was
was a
frustrating.
lot. It
But
was a lot.
in the end, I don't know. I wasn't that invested in their romance, but I like how it ended. I don't know. It's just I
Yeah,
think it was sweet, and
yeah. I was just expecting a lot more smut, and we got
knowing this authors, yeah, same. I mean, I'm
yeah.
not saying that all romance books need to have like a lot of sex,
Mhm.
but knowing this author after reading her Forbidden Heart series,
Uh-huh.
this is like, what happened here?
And also like forced proximity. Like there's our reality TV shows lying because everyone is like going at it with like $10,000 or something like that on the line. And then in fiction, these two have, I think, two sex scenes.
Yeah,
They
they do.
were good. They were
They were,
good. They were good sex scenes. Like I feel like okay, they were good sex scenes. Okay, that's all you need to know. Um, but I wanted so much more, and I was expecting more sex scenes, considering A, that this book is 400 pages long, and B, that they're stuck in a house together. Like, and they are stuck. Okay, maybe this is just my mind going at it. I don't know. Like, there are. By the way, I'm with my grandparents. Like, I live with my grandparents, and there's a picture there of Jesus. There's a picture here of the last dinner. There's a Bible here. So I don't know how much I'm jinxing myself for saying this, but they were in a freaking barn. It was like a farm. Sorry, there were so many places that where they could bang, and they just don't. And it's just like, excuse me.
yeah, I didn't like that didn't really bother me because I think it goes with the type of relationship they have. Like I
Mhm.
said, I think they have a lot of mental health things to resolve. So I felt that like when they have sex, the consent and how everything led up to the sex scene, I think it was very good.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
very well done. I really like that. But yeah,
But
I.
they have like the first section is I think in chapter 20 or something like that. And
Mhm.
there were other 12 chapters. This was 32 chapters total. And then they never do it again. Yeah, no, maybe I was just looking for this much with this one, but I appreciated the mental health prep. I did not appreciate what Sophia was talking about, like blackmail, kidnapping, military cover up. It was way too much for one book. Yeah, um, I feel like this book could have done so much better without all this.
And I think also there was this thing where we kept seeing like he says and does all those things for her, and
Mhm,
it's a point where she's like, well, what's your favorite breakfast? And he's like,
mhm,
oh, whatever you like to do. And it's part of the power imbalance in the relationship because the
mhm,
like he is working for her, and I wish that have been explored better, or like we have seen more about that, because they talk about it in the last chapters, and Katrina's friends are like, he does all the stuff because he likes you and he wants to help
mhm,
you, but not really, because I mean, he does, but because he is like a very good person, but
mhm.
also he works for her. So there is like, it's true. I mean, I agree with Katrina. Like there is a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
things they should talk about there. I don't know.
And that was not discussed at all, which is unfortunate because I don't know, like I just felt like this book could have gone so much better with them sort of trying to work their relationship with each other
Mhm.
while on the side talking about their own mental health with like professionals because I think Katrina talks about having a therapist. I don't
She
really
does,
remember.
and we met her in the first chapter.
Mhm,
Remember,
mhm.
they meet in the cafe, and then she goes downstairs, and
Oh,
that's
right.
where she meets this other dude.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and
Yeah.
well, he says in the end of the book that he's gonna go get he's gonna
Therapy,
go
yeah.
into therapy, which I think it was a very good conversation. And that's another thing I really like about the end of the romance. Like, it feels very open. Like,
Mhm,
there is a lot of things, because trauma doesn't end with like period, and we are all good.
mhm,
So I really appreciate, like, it felt like it was the story. Their story should continue, like, and they
mhm,
have to continue to talk about their mental health. So I appreciate that.
mhm. So Adriana says, as someone who hasn't read the book, do you think all these subplots were thrown in because the author didn't think the pairing was interesting enough?
That's a good
Yeah,
point,
I
and I think,
mean,
yeah,
maybe.
because like I said, we don't really see about the romance at all. Like, I don't understand why we keep seeing like this. Oh, he has been there for her so long and all this time, and like, why can't we see it then?
Exactly. And
Show
it's
me,
what
show me.
and it's what Candace said, like it's not that he's too nice or that he's a good person, it's that his job is on the line. So you never see that sort of like the little things that he does for her because he's into her, and the things that he does because he works for her. So I think that was
And
the
I get towards a lot of moments, and the board. I'm gonna be honest. I like them. The whole thing where the dog, and they found that the
oh yeah.
owners of the dogs, and he's like, pay them, tell them that we are gonna keep the dog. Because the dog's gonna make Katrina very happy, and that was very sweet. But like
Yeah.
that, I mean, that's not really I don't know. It's not like really romance. Like, it doesn't say anything about the relationship.
Yes, it's just there's
True.
no in. O sea, like what bothered me is that there was no timing. There was not
Oh my
any.
god,
There
that's
was
the one.
not enough
Yes,
tension
yes.
there,
Because
and I feel like with everything that the characters have gone through, um, it could have been very well told in like their inner monologues or with their friends or even with each other, that they had all these like trust issues or they were insecure or
mm,
whatever, but they don't. It's
I mean,
just
they still. I know, like I said, I really like the slow burn, but here it didn't work for me. And they have this moment where he's like, he loved her, and like, why? I mean, I don't understand why you love her, because we haven't seen it.
yeah, there's no like
I'm sorry. I know I keep coming back to that, but it's just it really bothered
no,
me.
it's fine.
This is a romance book, okay? I need to like their relationship, and it's not like I hate it, but I
Mm-mm.
felt nothing. And I think that's sadder with a romance book, because I mean,
No.
you felt nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It was just it was sad. And it was like Sophia said, like it was way too much for the book. It was like Adriana said, and both Sophia and Adriana said that no book should be that long. Um, and then the best example of how to set up a pre-existing relationship that already had pining is Take a Hint, Danny Brown. Okay, so I'll check that out soon.
I need to read that one.
Yeah,
I mean,
me
I
too.
pre-ordered, so I was gonna read this one next. So good, thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, we've been talking for a while now.
See,
So, I mean, honestly, we could go on. Okay, we felt a lot of things with this book, okay? So spare us. But our next book club pick is That Could Be Enough by Alyssa Cole. Let me find you the cover. And I think I left the link to the Amazon thing to buy it. But
okay.
if I didn't, I will include it. Um,
Yeah,
that could be
that
enough.
book is very good. I really like that one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I
Oh,
read it
okay,
last
great.
year. I really okay. I will save all my thoughts for the live show.
It's That Could Be Enough by Alyssa Cole, and it's an FF historical romance between two maids from the Hamilton mansion. Yes, Alexander Hamilton,
No,
which is like funny.
one is a maid, and the other one she's a sin mistress. Yeah,
Oh, thank you for the clarification.
no
And
problem.
the co-host is Lucie from Lucie Reads. So I left links to Candace things, my things, and Lucie's things. So thank you so much for watching, for letting us rant, and
A
thank you
lot.
for
Sorry.
seemingly agreeing with us. That was nice. I would have felt really bad if like Sophia or anyone who read the book would be like, I actually like this part of the book, and I would just be here like roasting it. Like, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Candace, for doing this with me,
Thank you for inviting
and
me.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
And